Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. So in the whole video we will be going to discuss about IELTS reading module and the writing module. So in the first part we will be going to discuss about the reading module, and then we will move forward towards the writing section so that you can achieve your IELTS desired band score in your exam. So without wasting any time, so let's get started to the video. So first we will talk about the introduction of the reading module, and then we will talk about how the types of questions are asked in this whole concept of the IELTS exam. So let's guys start this video. So first we will provide you basic introduction of the IELTS academic and general module, and then we will move forward towards further the video that what types of questions are discussed, how you can excel in reading. The reading module for both the categories. However, the basic format is the same for both the categories. There are the 3 passages for the reading module, and the time limit is very important. So the time limit for each passage you will be given about 60 minutes. Okay guys. So this is very important that you should complete your task or given task in the limited period of time. So you should complete it in the 60 minutes. The point to be noted in this module is that no extra time is given for transferring the answer to your answer sheet as given in the previous modules. You have to manage and read the questions and write the answer in given 60 minutes. Academic reading module. In this module of academic IELTS passage contains about 500 to 700 words, which adds up to total of 2500 to 2700 words for all the 3 passages. The questions are divided into 3 parts in accordance with the passage. Passage 1 consists of questions numbered from 1 to 13. From passage 2, questions are from 14 to 26, and the last passage, which is the third part, has question numbered from 27 to 40. The nature of all the passages is of descriptive type. So there are several types of question in the reading module, like there can be of like multiple choice questions, as all these types of question are mentioned as you can see. So there will be multiple choice of questions, and there can be true, false or not given questions, and there can be sentence completion, and then information matching, summary completion, head matching, short answer matching, featuring matching, matching sentence reading, and heading of paragraph, and matching of information is also given in the passages. So these types of question can be found in the reading module. You can easily identify the question type just by looking at the question. Also, now let's talk about some general training reading module. In this reading module, there is similar pattern of 3 passages. So little different from the previous one that we have discussed. So but their first 2 passages are divided into parts, and questions are divided accordingly. The third passage is a complete one passage. The passage contains about 300 to 400 words for the first 2 sections, and then there are almost 700 to 900 words in the third passage. In the general training mode reading module, the passage is short and crisp. Okay. So module, it is very important to understand the passage completely, because in most of the cases questions asked are not directly from the passage. You need to read and understand the passage to get towards the right direction of the answer. So the main question is, how can you excel in reading module so that you get full band score and you can achieve your desired band score in the IELTS exam. So let's discuss all these topics in the detail. The best method to attempt the reading section is to first read the passage, like You must read first the passage and then you should answer the questions. As always, it is very helpful for you. Like if you have read the question first, then you will be also knowing that what should be the answer. So if you have not read the question, so it will be very difficult for you to find the answer. So be sure that you have read the question first and then you should try to find the answer of the questions. Like it will be in my scenario it will be very helpful for me, so you should try this and it will help you a lot. The best method to attempt the reading section is to first read the passage and then answer the question asked. Start from the first paragraph of the passage and then look the questions and write your answers according to the information you have read. Go one by one, work on each and every paragraph, but keep in the mind the time limit so that you can write your answers on the answer sheet. By reading all the parts of the passage, you can answer all the questions, and this method increases your chances of getting the correct answer and better band score. Sometimes you don't have to read all the parts. Before that you get answer to all the questions. It is firmly advised to not go after the keyword concept, as it might confuse you and lead to you to a different direction, which is not going to get you the correct answer for the questions. Considering the reading section of the general training module, it is very important to understand the passage because the question which are little tricky and not so direct, whereas in the case of academic reading module the questions are more direct and due to descriptive nature of the passage answer are easier to find. Okay, so have you understand that we have discussed in the previous one? So these are the certain type of questions for reading passages: true, false, not given, or yes, no, not given types of question. The major difference between true, false, or not given, yes or no, not given, we need to be understand the first attempt. So the true means this given statement is correct according to the passage. It should be given for those statements which represent the provided information according to the story of the passage and are not misleading. On the contrary, false should be given for those statements which are misleading according to you. So you need to understand this and be careful answer these questions. If there is no surety for true or false, the answer is not given. As if there is no false or no true about the question, so there must be answer is not given, है ना? There is a big difference between true, false or not given and yes and no or no type of questions. The formers are based on the writer point of view, while the latter according to the passage. So now we will talk about passage some so that we can practice it. The 30th annual speech of Ford in the New York City was delivered by Matthew. Okay, so you should solve this question to understand the whole concept of this true and false not given questions. Like, okay, so now we should talk about some fill in the blanks types of questions. So another type of question, this is all about IELTS exam. Be careful about the grammar, means you need to understand that the blank space demands what a noun, a verb, an adjective or an adverb. So fill in the blanks is very important to understand the concept of basic grammar, which includes verb, noun, adverb and adjective. So going back to the basics, noun, anything and everything related to a place, a person, a thing or a concept is already called noun. Ram is working on a project in the New Delhi. So we should identify what is this type of questions. So both the words are read in the noun. A sentence is incomplete without a noun. It is easy to get in this way, but what if you need to fill the blank using a noun? So how would you identify it? The best way to identify a noun is to add the before any word and check if it makes sense. If it makes sense, then surely it is a noun. Mother, the mother. Baby, the baby child. Child, the child. And commitment, the commitment. Teenagers, the teenagers. Respect, the respect he gave it to mother. Knowledge, the knowledge he gained. Once you observe that these words after adding the make sense, then these words are noun. When to use noun in filling the blanks? A noun often comes before the verb. Children play. So it's before the verb. Okay ji. A noun often come after a determinal like a and, some, or the and this. The dog barked. A noun can come after an adjective. The dog barked. A noun can come after a verb. So you should understand this. Read the above stated rules and points carefully and analyze your concept of the noun. You need to learn and understand these points by heart. Verb. What is a verb? Something which denotes an activity or action. If any action or activity is taking place, the word definitely the activity is a verb. Play, study, eat, drink, work, and many more. It seems a little easy to think about a verb. Just check to add you can or to before the word and the verb. Playing, you can play. Okay, cooking, you can cook. To cook. And redeveloped, you can develop. To develop. This is the way you can identify the verb of in the sentence. Generally, a verb comes after a noun. Example, the baby cried a lot. The verb can be between two nouns. Not to confuse verb and noun. There are a number of words which can be used in both noun and verb. Noun and verb basically confuse the reader. It is totally based on the context of the statement that whether the word is a noun or a verb. Example, I don't want to drink this strange blue drink. In the statement, the first drink is a verb as it shows action or activity. However, the second drink is a noun. Okay guys, example 2. After playing cricket, he goes for practice for the play in which he is participating for the annual day. In the above given statement, the playing written in the red is the verb. However, the play written in the blue is a noun. It is advisable to first understand the concept of the statement and then differentiate between noun and a verb. So, next we will going to discuss about adverb. What is an adverb? An adverb can come after a verb. She walked slowly. An adverb can come after a word that is between a helping verb and its main verb. He has been quietly doing his homework in the corner since 3 o'clock. An adverb can also come before an adjective. That like the bag was extremely heavy. So it means the bag was and extremely and then heavy. So these type of things is adverb. Like it can come after a verb and it can come between a helping verb and its main verb. Also you can see that and adverb can come and adds an adjective. So it is very important to note that it can be come between helping verb and its main verb. So an adverb can come before another verb also. She talked very quietly. An adverb can come at the beginning of a sentence. Unfortunately, he lost his wallet. An adverb can come at the end of a sentence. An adjective. So what is an adjective? We will going to discuss about the adjective now. That describe a noun, a blue hat, a strange person, An adjective mostly come before a noun. The red dog barked. So it will always come before a noun. An adjective can be joined to a noun with a static verb such as be, feel, or seem. The dog is red. An adjective can come after a noun with the verbs of the casualization. Get, heavy, make. She made her brother angry. So there are few examples given below. You can see that people were dash worried as they never had it. Salma went to buy a small dash to the market. In the first blank of the question, there is a need of an adverb as already in this statement. Noun, helping verb is given. The only word which can fill the blank is an adverb like extremely, a little, too much, furiously. In the second blank, there is a need of an adjective to be added which enhances the quality of a car. The answer can be red, golden, or any other adjective. Keeping the points about grammar which are mentioned above, fill up the remaining two blanks. It is a task. So now it is a summary completion. So also for this type of contact, you need to understand the basic of the English language. So these are the more helping verbs or like examples of these, so that we can prepare and understand more easily. So let's solve this. No more than 2 words from the passage for each answer. Write your answer in boxes 14 to 16 on your answer sheet. You can also write along with me. So we can see that how many of you are doing it correct. There are great number more cookery books published than it's really necessary, and it's their 14th dash which makes them different from each other. So it is their 14th presentation which makes them different from each other. There are such large number because they offer people and escape from their dash daily routine. So they escape from the daily routine, and some give the user chance to inform themselves about other dash. The question given above are based on the summary of the given passage. In the given passage, the information given state that there are various kind of cooking books with a similar kind of recipes, but only differ in their presentation. See blank 14th. It said that cookery books are similar, but they are different in their presentation. So our answer is simple, that is presentation. As you go on reading the passage, you will find your answer for the blanks in the summary types of questions. Like it is given in the passage that cookbooks help people get some relief from their daily routine, and the question is asked that cookbook help people escape from their daily routine. Here they are talking about a break from their daily routine, so they can spend good time in cooking. So our answer will be daily routine. Do find your 16 answers. So and tell us below in the comment section so that you can solve it or not. Now it is a part of global warming. Global warming, now it is another topic and also example of problematic terminology. Climatologists predict more drastic fluctuation in temperature and rainfall. Not necessarily that every place will be warmer. The name sometimes subverts the debate since it lets people argue that their winter was worse. So how could there be global warming? Clearly, global climate change would have been a better name, but not all these problems stem solely from poor word choices. Okay, so global climate change is a change. Okay, guys. So some stem from the intrinsically complex natures of much of modern science. Scientists sometimes transcend this limitation. Remarkably, chemists were able to detail the precise chemical process involved in the destruction of the ozone layer. making the evidence that chlorofluorocarbon gases prevent, for example, destroying the ozone layer independently. In the boxes 32 to 35 on your answer sheet, write true false if the statement is true, false if the statement is false, and not given if the information is not given in the passage. Global warming scientifically refers to greater fluctuations in temperature and rainfall rather than a universal temperature rise. So, in your opinion, tell us in the comment section, is it true or false? So, more media coverage of global warming would help public to recognize the phenomena. Global warming is a better terminology than global climate. Attempting true false not given has been a tough task. So this kind of question is very important to deeply understand the information of the passage. As given in the passage, the definition of global warming matches the question, so the answer is true. Moving on to the next question, which states that more media coverage will help people to be more aware about global warming. But if we read the message again, we all get to know that such information is not given in the passage. It can either be true or false. We don't know because are not provided with the information regarding this in the passage. So the answer for second is not given. Considering the last question, which gives us the information which completely contradicts the information given in the passage, so the answer for this is false. So now, how to avoid confusion between not given and false? So as it is very confusing for all of us, like how to define whether it's a true, false or not given answer, it is very important to understand this concept. Sometimes the question may confuse you and put you in a different situation. So what you can do is, to whether it is true, false, or and for any answer, if such kind of question occurs, it is important to flip the statement. If it matches the information given in the passage, then the answer is false. But if any case, even by flipping the statement, you are unable to find the answer or the information related to the statement, your answer is not given. The working day has reached this passage. So this is all about the true, false and not given statements, so that you can identify them and you can practice them, all of these answers. So it is very important to understand this question so that we can identify these types of questions and we should not mistake that in the real exam. So we must practice this most of the time. We should practice these types of questions whether in the passage. Mostly true false is always given in the IELTS exam, as I also given the test. So there is always true false is always given in the every exam. So now we will read the passage. Both of us we will read the passage. So we will discuss the questions that generated from this passage. So it is a system of science that enable us to categorize phenomena that are essentially ambiguous. Research has shown that there is general or inherited elements to handiness, but while left-handedness tends to run in families, neither left nor right-handers will automatically produce offspring with the same handedness. In fact, about 6% of the children who with two right-handed parents will be left-handed. However, among two left-handed parents, perhaps 40% of its children will also be left-handed, with one right hand and one left hand. Percent from 50 to 20 percentage of the offspring will be left-handed, and even among identical twins who have exactly the same genes one in an pair will differ in their other handness. What then makes let pairs will differ in their simply genetic. Other factors must be at work, and researchers have turned to the brain for clues. In 1860s, the French surgeon and anthropologist Dr. Paul Broca made the remarkable finding that the patient who lost their powers of speech as reusable of a stroke of a blood clot in their brain had paralysis of their right half of the body. He noted that since the left hemisphere of the brain controls the right half of the body, and the right half of the body also controls the whole body of the left side, and also vice versa, you can say that. And the brain damages must have been in the brain's left hemisphere, so that's why this all happens. Okay, so now we will using the information in the passage, complete the table below and write your answers in boxes 8 to 10 in your answer sheet. So we have discussed this passage. Now we will move on to the question answers. Percentage of children who are left-handed, and there is a one parent left hand and one parent, both parent right hand, both parent right hand. So you need to solve this, and let me know the answer in the comment section. Simply by observing the question, you know that the answer should be a number. Sometimes it's important to guess the answer. It will help you to reach your answer more easily, as you will guess what type of answer is there, so you will be more helpful to answer the question. Search for the statistics given in the passage, which will provide you the answer for the question asked. One left-handed and one right-handed. Okay, so it will produce 50 to 20% of the left-handed children. So understand this line carefully. Both left-handed will produce 40% of the left-handed children, and both parents right-handed will produce 6%. Here are your answers. Okay, so these are the answers which we are going to find in this passage. So you can see that the answer is not very difficult to find, but there is a knowledge which we have to help us to find the answers. So now complete the sentences below no more than 3 words from the passage for the each answer. So you have to solve this, guys, as it will improve your reading section and can achieve you to help your desired band score. So banana was the first eaten as a fruit by humans almost dash years ago. So you can see that there will also be a number. Banana was first planted in, so there will also be a number. You can easily predict that. You have to get the answer so that it will automatically generate your answer by yourself. While banana taste is adversely affected by its flesh, so there must be a word. This is same as the filling the blanks we have done earlier. Read the information and understand the information given in the passage. As in the passage, it is given that the time when the bananas were first eaten as a fruit, along with the place. So place is a word. And the question 1 and 2 are about the same information. So the answer for 1 is 10,000 years ago, which is given in the passage, and Southeast Asia for the second blank. Coming on the third blank, read the paragraph and you will know that the hard seeds made the wild banana incredible, and the third question goes like that only. The 10 for third is hard seeds. So these are the questions that you need to discuss and also practice. So now we are going to some discuss like myths and facts, as we all discuss in all the videos. So there should be some myths and facts that students have already interpreted, so that we can solve this, and we can help our students to make to remove their myths and fact from their brain so that it will not hamper your examination. So let's discuss the myths and facts about reading module that students have. So the first point that we are going to discuss and we can absorb in every student to they always look for a keyword. So there is a first point that don't look for a keyword. Most of the students are guided to find a keyword and work according to the same. But one should not search for any particular keyword as it might misguide the student. So you should not find a keyword for this. You should thoroughly read the passage and try to find out the answers as it will help to solve your other answers as well. Also, read the title. It is very important to read the title of the passage as the title gave you an idea of what the passage is about and how we are going to solve this passage. As if the passage is a very known topic, so you must have the information about it. So you should must understand the title of the passage. Time management. Managing your 60 minutes to answer all the questions in 40 questions in the reading section is very important. And leaving a blank space gets you the negative point and decrease your chances to getting a bad score. So always don't leave a blank page as you must write anything to relating to the answer, so it might be corrected or not, but don't leave a blank space in your answer sheet. So now there is another point that yes, numbers of words. In some of the questions there is a limit of word is mentioned, as we have already discussed, no more than 3 words in only 2 words. So you have to keep this in mind that the answer should lie within the limit. Exceeding the word limit is counted as a negative point. So you must keep this in mind that the answer should lie within the limit and exceeding the limit counted as a negative point. And also another point is spelling check. Spelling plays an important role in the formation of your answer, as if the spelling is incorrect, your whole answer will be marked as incorrect. So make sure to write the correct spelling of the every word that you are choosing from the passage or you are choosing from your own. Passage contains all kinds of words which are to be included in your answer, so keep a check at your spellings to avoid silly mistakes. Now another point is grammar check. Check your grammar twice. One time when you are writing your answer and another time when you are done with your answer. Check your grammatical range and accuracy to fit perfectly in the expectation of the questions. So it will always help to improve your grammar. Also grammar is very important, as I have already mentioned in the previous videos and we have discussed some topics about grammar. So you must learn the grammar and you must practice the questions of grammar. So now we will going to discuss the writing module, as it has some parts. So it will be also very important for your IELTS exam, as each section creates a very important impact in the IELTS desired band scores. Now we will discuss parts of IELTS writing module. So let's start guys, the writing module of IELTS exam. So there are 2 tasks in both the academic and academic text and general training. Introduction. So the academic writing module consists of report writing and essay writing within the limit of 60 minutes. Reports to be written in at least 150 words and essay writing is to be done in at least 250 words. The general training module consists of the 2 tasks including letter and essay writing, which is to be completed in 60 minutes. The letter writing is done in at least 150 words in 20 minutes and the remaining 40 minutes are for the essay writing, which is to be written in at least 250 words. So now we are going to discuss the report writing, that is how to excel in report writing. The report writing section is to be written in at least 150 words in 20 minutes. So this part includes statistical information. So we need to discuss it is as it is a very important part in the IELTS section, and it will cover a huge number of the band score in your IELTS exam. So this part use statistical figure like pie charts, bar graph and line graph. So we must discuss this part. So chart and tables are also there in the writing module. Mathematical representation, process chart flow. Reports are basically based upon the factual descriptions. So and there is and the essential part of the report is the understanding of what. This part of the report dictates the statistics in numbers, graph and other figure representation. The answer for this what gives the essence of the every statistical or dynamic type of report. The report is justified by the concept of analyzing the topic of the report to completely explain the data given. The report is written in majorly three parts, namely introduction, overview and body. The introduction part is about the topic of the report. This is where the what plays an important and pivotal role. So the introduction and the overview and the body that you will need to write in the passage. So this is the format of the writing module of the IELTS exam. So also in the exam you have to write the essay in this type of format, as it is the correct format for this, and it will won't deduct any marks for this. And the second part is overview, which is mandatory to enhance the explanation of the topic. Detailing of what, when and where of the topic will help in scoring good bands. And to play an extraordinary card for the report writing, what moral is to story, subject to is to application and conclusion is to essay, and the same way is overview to the report. The last part of the report writing is the body, which includes figural description of the topic. The data given in the topic is explained step by step to completely explain the concept of the graphical representation. Another part which is to be taken into consideration: understanding the concept and summarizing the data. The content of the last part of the report is the detailed version of the overview. Comparison in any report: justify the data provided and make it too clear, and to avoid the repetition of the words and statements. Grammar and lexical variations are very important for you to look extraordinary. The assessment of the report is done on the basis of ability of candidate to understand, analyze and organize the data given in the form of figures into the statements. The ability to present the graphical data and diagrams. Here are some examples of the report for better understanding what and role what in introduction. So when writing a report for the above mentioned graph, the introduction will give the answer of what. One of the most appropriate statement of the introduction goes this way. So sample number 1, guys, we will discuss now this. The graph describe house prices in 2005. So you can see in the graph illustrates the average amount of the houses, and second that is a bar chart, and the bar chart below shows the average Australian water consumption in selected cities for the last year. The pie chart shows the distribution of Australian water consumption for the last year. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons wherever relevant. So you need to make comparisons of this so that it can be very good for you to write a passage of this. So you can see that there is Sydney, Perth, Adelaide, and Canberra. So these are the city names, as you can see. And there is a average Australian consumption in the horizontal side, and in the Australian city is the vertical side. The bar graph and the pie chart illustrate the average consumption of water in residential areas of the selected cities in Australia for a year, and the distribution of the consumption of water for various purposes respectively. Now there is sample number 3. The graph below shows the popularity of different above ages, and there are many graphs as you can see in the uh, book. So I will provide you PDF of all this. So now we will have to focus on letter writing, that how we can excel in letter writing. The time limit for this task is 20 minutes, and at least 150 words are to be written for the same. So you need to be prepared for this, as you have already done some letter writing task in your junior classes. So you must have a knowledge of about it, that how to write a letter, as there is a format of writing a letter. That is there are two type of letters, I think you know, formal and informal letters. That we formal letters that we write to some authority, and the informal letters are that we write to our friends or family. So there in the both the way there are format for this. So the question will consist of two parts. One is the situational statement, and the other part has 3 bullet points. The topic may vary from informal to formal topics, as I have discussed with you. So point here for the letter writing is understanding the topic and to differentiate between the general and specific part of this. Also, to differentiate between the general and specific part of the topic, the basic format for the letter writing include the salutations, respond to the bullet point, the letter is concluded with the positive end. The complementary end is also marked for the appropriate ending of the letter. The formal, semi-formal and informal topic is differentiated in mainly 6 ways. So vocabulary makes the real difference between formal and informal English. Only style, writing concept, abbreviation, contractions, and one does not. Be careful with the emphasizing words. So you have to be careful with the emphasizing words, and also there is a sentence structure that differs based on the formal and informal writing, as I have already informed you about that you need to make difference between both of these letters. And now there is also another type, that is letter expression, vary depending on the style of writing, that how you are writing the letter. So now words that we use to convey messages in a day-to-day conversation are informal, while the words used in book, contracts or business letter are formal. Be careful in using them while writing informal and formal letters. So now we will going to discuss some letter regarding this. For the formal and semi-formal letters, the language used is more of a formal type, and on the other hand, informal and common words can be used in the case of informal letters. The format for the letter is given below. Salutation. So first of all there is salutation, and after that there is a first paragraph, that is introduction plus bullet point plus why are you writing this, and part 2 is the body bullet point 2, and para 3 will be body bullet point 3, and after that you will give a conclusive statement. So now there is a complimentary clause. Yeah, yours thankfully, yours sincerely, wishes, with regards, depending upon the type of letter. So now there will be a name of the sender. The candidate is assessed on the ability to respond the complaint, fluctuation, descriptions, wants, dislikes, likes, opinions, and so on. Example of letter writing, that is complaint type. Yes, you have heard the developer plans to build a shopping center near your home. Write a letter to the council in your letter. Say how you heard about the plan, explain how you feel about it, and ask for more information about it. So now we will start writing the letter. Dear Sir, Ma'am, I am the resident of Boundary Road. I have recently read in the Roker newspaper that a shopping center is going to build near where I live. So this news was rather than a surprise to me. I have been living in the Boundary Road for 5 years now, and it has always been a very quiet street with a very few tall buildings. I think a construction like this will change the atmosphere of the area considerably, and like many other residents I have spoken to, I am not that happy about it. I think people who live in the area have a right to know more about the plan before it goes ahead. So, when you are considering the purpose of your letter, you also need to think about what you have to do in the letter. Example, complaint, advices, etc. This will affect the language and expression that you choose. So, as we have discussed how to excel in the essay writing, so we will let's discuss about it so that you can achieve the letter writing bands and the essay writing as well. So, in essay writing is commonly for both for academic and general training. The question asked consists of a general statement and a specific statement. Essay writing is to be done into three parts, including introduction, body, and conclusion. So there will be three parts in the essay writing. So as there is much similar to the letter writing, but there is a very difference to when we are writing the essay and letter. In the introduction part of the essay, introduce the general as well as specific topic given in the question, so that the examiner know about the topic that we are going to discuss in this essay or letter. Now in the body paragraph, you are supposed to explain the main idea or the main answer point for the particular idea. This part of the essay includes the information extending your main idea, which is also mentioned above, and support your idea by giving certain justification. The main point is to write your main ideas, then extend it and support it by justifying your point. In the conclusion part, the summary of your main idea is to be written along with your stand regarding the topic of the question. There are three types of statement question in the essay writing section: debate, discussion, and question based question. So you will be discussing about it. Like we can be a debate, it can be a discussion, and it can be a question based question. In the debate type of question, you will be asked if you agree or disagree, positive or negative, or if anything is a boon or bane, etc. In this type of question, it is mandatory for a student to take a stand in favor of one side. In these type of question, you cannot take a partial stand. There are also some generic statements which can be used for the introduction part of any debate kind of questions for essay writing. Like first point is upgrading the lifestyle has brought numerous transformation in each sector. The word given in the question is one of them. So it can be anything like upgrading your lifestyle, or how you can maintain your healthy life, or anything like that. So along with this, now there can be advent of the 21st century topic. So it is another topic. Like also you can say that I am in the favor of the given statement for the host of the aspect. Couple of these are elaborated in the future paragraphs with proper evidences. I am against the given point of view for several reasons. Couple of these are justified in the upcoming paragraph with appropriate examples. So now for example, we can say that increasing number of obese people around the world, many people believe that school curriculum is to be updated to improve healthcare of students. Do you agree or disagree? Taking obesity has become a hard nut to crack. The government, in my point of view, modifying school curriculum is to reduce health problem is not a great measure. Therefore, I am against the given statement. So, full-time university students spend most of the time studying. They should rather do other activities. Do you agree or disagree? There is a debate that students should participate in other activities along with their studies. I strongly believe that they should perform both in balance. so it will be very beneficial for them as well. So now there is another topic, that is a government has a responsibility towards a citizen to ensure the safety. Therefore, some people think that the government should increase spending on a defense but spend less on social benefit. So do you agree or disagree? It is certainly true that government is responsible to ensure the safety of a citizen. I strongly favor that the budget for defense. Now, there is another one, like many people say that modern communication technology is having a negative effect on the social relationship. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So it is said that advancement in communication technology has been distorting our social relationship. I keep the same opinion for several aspects. Missions to explore space are hugely expensive, and there are problems on Earth which demand attention. So the number of these missions should be reduced. Do you agree or disagree? It can be denied that space activation demand exorbitant expenses, while the travel related to ground level are also require sufficient funds. I am in the favor that the number of space exploration mission need to be mitigated. In discussion type questions, you will be asked to give your opinion for both the sides and discussion about the topic, advantages and disadvantages, pros and cons, positive and negative of any topic. For this type of questions, you have to discuss both the sides of the topic. You cannot only discuss one side of the topic. General statement for this part: the present day is the age of the contradiction of opinion, interventions, and action. One group of society claims topic statement, whereas other contradict. In my perspective, a balanced opinion for the topic is good as long as it is contingent. Now, in question based, you will be asked about the reason will anything is happening or about your suggestion of what can be done to sort out these troubles. There can be many generic statements which can be used in this type of questions. Upgraded lifestyle has brought numerous transformation in each sector. The word given in the question is one of them. With the advent of the 21st century, topic has leaped to levels that the unimaginable even 5 decades ago. The present day is the age of this. There were some statements which can be used the introduction part, the body paragraph which will include the justification points of the part, and the conclusion part will conclude your body paragraph and will be completely based upon your opinion about the topic given. You can have a look at the writing band description and sample writing answer sheet. The former will give you the information regarding the description of the band considering the writing section. The latter will give you the appropriate points on the basis of which you are assessed. So these will have a great impact on your IELTS exam. So must prepare these guys. There are certain considerable aspect of the assessment of the essay writing. So like there is a task achievement, and there is coherence and coherence, lexical resources, and there is grammatical range and accuracy. So on these basis, you will be providing the IELTS band score about how you will need to prepare this. So these are the things that you need to take care, and the negative points are marked on the basis of off-topic material, memorized parts, illegible parts, underlined, number of words, penalty. So these are those type of questions. And now there is task achievement. However, the assessment of TA is given in writing band description, but it is very important to clear the concept of task achievement to make it clear. So TA means task achievement. While have you achieved your task in the essay writing? Like you don't have to go off topic, and you don't have to write the memorized parts, and you need to be very clear to while reading your passage. The examiner should be given the correct information if when we are reading the question. And the mandatory part is understanding the difference between justification and explanation. Most of the students do explain the topic but are not able to justify the topic completely and think that they are going in the right direction, but actually they are not. Here are some examples for the clear version of the concept. So now we are going to discuss some examples, or I will give you the PDF of that after that in the video, so you can also see the examples and solve them by yourself, so that it will make your practice better. The task is regarding cause of pollution. What a candidate writes. So the main reason of increase in pollution is more use of private vehicles, and in the explanation they write how private vehicles create pollution. They explain private vehicles consume fossil fuels and in return emit toxic fumes in the environment, which directly result in greenhouse effects, and consequently the environment is polluted. At the end, they gave examples of a city like Delhi, Mumbai. In Delhi, due to increased number of private vehicles, the city is the most polluted in India. And what a candidates need to write: justification. So here are the two examples of this. What a candidate actually writes in the exams, and what a candidate need to write in the exam. The main cause of pollution is more use of private vehicles. It is often observed around the world that the regions that have higher number of vehicles are reported to be highly polluted. The difference can be seen in cities and villages, where cities are highly polluted due to increased number of vehicles. Explanation is when you start giving reply on either how or why, however the evidence is needed. In the above example, the difference can be seen. In the first answer, the candidate explained the how the vehicle causes pollution. As we can see that the main cause of pollution is private vehicles, and it also the reason that a high number of vehicles that are reported were highly polluted. So this is the main cause of reason. And while in the second answer, it is justified that the higher number of vehicles is the major cause of pollution. So in the above example, we can see the difference that what a candidates should write about the qualifications of this. So candidate should need to write the justification, right? What, why, and how these are happening. So they have to make a story out of it, so that whenever the examiner reads, they should have a clear concept that the candidate is very well known about the languages and the grammatical resources that we have used in the essay while writing the essay. And another major part of the assessment for task achievement is fully addressed all the parts. So you have to address all the parts in the given passage, and you have to provide all the information which is provided, two causes and two solutions, and if asked to write, so you should write all about this. So now we will talk about myths and facts about writing section, so that you will not do any mistake in the writing module, as we have discussed in the whole video that how you can increase your band score in IELTS module. So let's discuss some myths and facts that will help you provide and IELTS desired band score. The restriction is for time, not for the words. It is generally believed that you cannot write more than 170 words for task 1 and not more than 270 words for task 2. You can write as much as you can, but time is when you want to keep in mind, and idioms are the saviors. So it is always be said by the teachers as well, and from many students you have heard that it is advised to use idioms wherever you find them suitable. So it makes your answer attractive and also lead to a good source, which signifies that you have a good grip over the language. So there is always a myth that I have also a myth about it, that if we use idioms, so the examiner is impressed by our writing habit and it will give you a great number of band score. But it is not true like that. So if you will not use idioms, it is also not very much beneficial, but you can use them so that it may be beneficial if the examiner see, but it is not that much important. So always use complex sentences along with the other type of sentences that to make your answer full of variations. Using different types of sentences break the monotonous nature of the essay. So also we would like to discuss in the video that do not go on using difficult vocabulary. Using complex attractive word is not the key to scoring a good band score. Use appropriate vocabulary in these sentences to make them more meaningful. So always use this and have keep in mind. Connectors are a blessing. Bridging of the paragraphs is super important for better band score. So you have to bridge a gap between a passage, between the paragraphs as well. So like connectors, you can see the connector like in the above paragraph as we have discussed that it is not mandatory to use facts and figures and codes and numbers that in this area this much is percentage is living, and in this area that much percentage living. So percentage figure and facts and codes, it is not that much important to write in the question. Just you need to be simple, be creative, but also use different words so that examiner impressed by your listening and writing and reading and everything by your saying your passage. So language not your general language, so it is good if you use them, but even if you don't, it won't mark as negative point. So this line is very important, guys. So if we please note that line. So if you guys have watched that previous video, I have already mentioned that if you use different words, so it will also give you better marks, but if you not, it will not give you deduct your marks. So here are some sample answers, you can see that in this video. So in the whole video we have discussed all things about it, and we have discussed how you can achieve your IELTS band score by listening and speaking in the previous videos, and now we have discussed about the writing and reading module. So thank you guys, we will hope that you have liked the video. So for more videos, please subscribe to our channel, and we will bring your most exclusive contents and PDFs and all that will help you to grow your IELTS band score. So thank you guys, thank you very much.